So with the Smart Stack, it gives you more options and allows you to do some scrolling. All right, so let's do, yeah, there we go. So this is a Smart Stack that I created earlier. And so on it, I have notes, kind of a launch center, some of the apps that I use. It's called Siri Suggestions, and then that's not really sure which app that is. That's a different app. There's that news app. That's not a very good. Let me see. Where is another Smart Stack? So this is the Smart Stack just created. No, it's not. So where is that Smart Stack we just created? Let's go back. All right, now we have to go, what is it? We have to hold and then edit home screen and then plus. All right, so let's go back and let's create a Smart Stack. Let's do a couple Smart Stacks. All right, so we're going to do a small Smart Stack, and automatically it's going to give us all of these options with that small icon. Series suggestions, music if you use Apple Music only. This Apple Music only. Brief is that news app. It's fairly new to the iPhone. Reminders and the clock. All right, so there's that Smart Stack right there. Now, if I wanted to add others to that Smart Stack, let's go down here and, all right, this is my to-do list. I use Todoist, so we're going to choose that. We're also going to choose the small one and going to add widget. Now, I can take that, drag it onto this Smart Stack, and I've added. Let's do another. Let's do, where's the battery? I really like the battery. Let's go down. This battery gives you the battery status on not only your iPhone, but if you have an Apple Watch, it will do that as well. So there I've added that, and I'm going to mess that up. I'm going to slide this over onto that Smart Stack. All right, so now we've got this Smart Stack with about 10 different pages. So to move that to my home screen, just going to hold it, edit home screen, and just slide it over to the first page. So now I have two Smart Stacks. One is the battery and one is photos. All right, so let me show you what happens now. By scrolling through this Smart Stack, you can see I have all of those options. So I don't necessarily need these apps on the home screen, right? I can put reminders on another page. I can put clock on another page. I can put music. I can put all of these on another page, and I don't need them because I have that Smart Stack there. Same with this photos. Now, if I tap the photos in that Smart Stack, it's going to go immediately to my photos. So I don't need the Photos app showing on my desktop now. What else? All right, I've got my calendar. There's that launch center, so that's calls up Chrome or Google, Chrome and Safari. There are the stocks. Don't need any of these apps any longer on my home screen. So I can move those to another page and hide that page so it doesn't take up enough room. This is that other Smart Stack that I have with fitness, and I've got the clock. There's batteries again, weather, to-do, stocks, news. All right, so what you're going to find, I think, those Smart Stacks are very helpful. And it's just kind of cool because you can create your own screen, as I showed you there just a minute ago. But there's my podcast. So it's going to show me the latest podcasts that are available. And if I tap one, it's going to automatically go to that podcast. So if I include that in one of those Smart Stacks, I don't need the podcast app showing. Very simple, very easy to do. So I will tell you one thing that I found is once I went in, see all these pages, all those home screen pages? That's a lot. Now, earlier, once I added some of these smart stacks and some of the widgets, I went in and I organized social media. I put weather apps all in one place. I put productivity. I put work stuff. I put health in their own folders. And I got this down rather than, gosh, how many? Was that 10 pages? I got it down to like 3. And then after I loaded these widgets, I deleted one. Let's see what happens when I delete this one. All right, we're going to remove that widget. And it's gone. Now I don't notice it now, but a lot of the apps that I had in folders when I deleted that other widget, it pulled all of those apps out of those folders and threw them back on the home screen, which is pretty frustrating. All right, so here is another experiment that I was trying. I created this with the idea of putting only social media apps on this page. And then I was going to make another that said health and another that said home. And I was going to put all of those with a heading like that. Now, obviously, you can make that look much nicer. And I've seen some really cool home screens. And so to do that, I used this app called Widgetsmith. And it's a pretty popular app, and let's see if I can find it. When I deleted those widgets, it threw everything, so I'm not organized now at all. Kind of frustrating, because these are all in folders. And so be aware of that. I would suggest having a plan and putting the widgets the way you want them on the screen, like this. Like your first page, add the widgets first, make sure you like the way it is, and then leave it alone. Then put those in folders, because once you delete a widget, it could screw up everything, all of your pages, all of your organization rather. All right, I'm going to see if I can find that that app that I was just talking, Widgetsmith, and I know it's on here somewhere, but again, it threw everything out of their folders. There it is. So this is Widgetsmith. That's what it looks like. All right, so we're going to open that. And with Widgetsmith, you have some options. All right, you've got the small. These are apps that I had already, or widgets that I had already created, medium widgets, and then large widgets. All right, so let's go with a large widget. I kind of like that. I kind of like having my calendar. So I want to save that. It's large number 1. All right. So now when I go back to my widget page, oh, did you know you can do this? Now, with that, just hold your finger down and it will take you to all of the pages quickly. Yeah, pretty cool. All right, so we're going back to the first page, go back to the widgets. And good night. All right, hold that down. Let's see. Let's hold one down, edit home screen. And when I do, I'm going to have the option by hitting that plus button to go back and find Widgetsmith, which will be right here at the bottom. I can choose that. I can find the one that that I used. All right, we're going to add that widget there. And there's the time. I got the time and the date. Now I can just slide this over, make that part of my home screen. So my home screen will look more like that. And I can get rid of that calendar. And so I kind of like that. I kind of like that. I could also take this Smart Stack and move it here. All right. So now I can maybe put the 4 apps that I use most often with this Smart Stack, and the time and the date and the calendar. If I touch that, I'm going to should get the calendar. Yeah. So that's another option. But again, this can take a lot of time. And the guys that were doing, that I found online that were doing kind of things like I showed you earlier, that really cool purple like that. Some of the people who have created things like this say that they've spent hours, and I believe it. And if you've ever tried to organize the apps on your phone, you know it can take hours just to organize things. I wish Apple would make things a little bit easier to organize. You know, back years ago, a few years ago, when you could sync your phone and the apps in iTunes on your computer, it was a lot easier to move things around. You can't do that anymore. But this one's kind of neat because they have these folders here at the bottom. So it really is personal, customize anything that you like. Someone else may not like it. But the important thing is, number one, you like the look of it, but number two, it's easy to navigate. Look at that one. Nice job. All right, so that is an introduction to widgets on iOS 14. It's pretty powerful, and it does take quite a lot of time, and it is a little frustrating when you're trying to create something really cool looking. It is pretty frustrating, especially when it throws everything back out of your folders. That was a bummer. It's going to take me a while to get this back the way I need it to be. All right. Well, good luck. And if you've got some really cool, once you play around with this, and you have some, a really cool home screen, share it with me. On Twitter, it's at Jamie Tucker. You can also just send me a message, jamie@whatthetech.tv. So there you go. I don't think I'll keep that one, but it's not bad.